point to one other person that's even more important than all those, and that's Jesus, the carpenter of Nazareth. And I could say, if you want to follow the example of Jesus, was the Sabbath important to him? Yeah. In fact, it was Jesus who held up his nail-scarred hands to me and said, if you love me, keep my commandments. Keep my commandments. But I'm not going to go there either. And one final place I'm not going to go is Daniel and Revelation. I could enjoy very much spending an hour, 2 hours with you, contrasting the little horn power of Daniel 7 with the beast of Revelation 13. The beast that has the mark that we're not to receive, that I read about in chapter 14. And I can show you the identifying characteristics of the little horn power of Daniel 7. And I would line them up in my evangelistic series and say, identifying characteristic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then go to Revelation 13 and we see the same characteristics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we would discover that the Daniel 7 little horn power is the same as the beast power of Revelation 13 that has the mark that we're not to receive. And in Daniel 7 it says that this power thinks to change times and laws, even presuming to be able to bless what God hasn't blessed, and to curse what God hasn't cursed. And that's pretty stupid. I'm not going there either. What I want to do instead of all that is to tell you the story. Share a parable with you. That was, I first discovered from John Hardy, a man that I've never met. But I think his father, Jack, was the band teacher at Southern Missionary College when I was the pastor there. So, sit back and relax, because I'm not going into those other places. John McClarty grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. And John says that when he was a kid, his favorite memories centered around a park. Called Overton Park, Memphis, Tennessee. Anybody here ever been there? Anybody been to Memphis? Okay, a few been to Memphis. And perhaps as you think about your childhood, you have some memories of a park. I do. Pleasant memories. John says as he thinks back to his childhood, the 50s and the 60s, he remembers Overton Park as being a place where you could take walks in the woods, where you could explore things, where you could fly kites in the summer. And here's the point that makes me think for sure he's Jack McClarty's son. Enjoyed band concerts in the band shell. He didn't just say concerts, it was band concerts. His dad was a band teacher. And he would play golf. He says he remembers playing golf at Overton Park. There was an art academy on the lawn. The north side of the park is where the Memphis Zoo was located. John's favorite animal, he says, was the bear when he was a kid. He remembers the swing sets, the duck pond, the picnic areas. And for a kid, there was no better place to be than Overton Park. But John has another memory of the 50s and the 60s growing up in Memphis. You know what it was? Traffic jams. He said you couldn't get around Memphis. Traffic jams. It took forever to drive anywhere because there were no freeways. You were just stopping every few yards. Rumor had it the commissioner of roads in the 50s visited Los Angeles and came back to report that freeways would do us no good. They have traffic jams terrible out there. So for a long time they didn't build any. They didn't build any freeways. And then finally it changed. Memphis built its first freeway. John says that as a kid, as he thinks back to that, It was magical to actually get on a road and to be able to just go. Anybody here remember your first experience on a freeway? I mean, it's incredible. Yeah. He said he felt like he was flying. And by this time, John was in junior high. He was interested in politics and urban planning and the economic realities of the business of the city. And he was aware of the fact that if Memphis was going to grow and really do what they needed to do, they were going to have to solve this traffic problem like boise. There would need to be a master plan. And so a master plan was developed. It doesn't take rocket scientists. You know what it's going to be? A beltway around the city. That's what we have done in many areas. We kind of need one of those here, you know. And then the plan was for Interstate 40 to intersect that and go right through the middle. Zoom. Acquiring the land for the beltway was fairly easy. Most of that was farm fields.